What really is blended learning? If you think about the last 15 years in education, we've generally kept the same traditional structures of our education system: the daily schedule, the physical classroom, the textbooks, and we've added digital tools that we accessed at first in the computer labs and now on individual laptops and phones. So blended learning is about shifting our thinking to create a truer blend of the physical and digital resources. And it starts by putting the focus on learning goals. Say you're getting ready to plan a short unit in your class, just 5 days. The blended learning approach is to start with 2 questions. What do you want students to learn? And how can they best learn it? From there, you identify the resources available. There's time. So class time and homework generally gives us about 80 minutes a day. Over 6 days, we end up with about 6 or 6.5 hours of time in 5 days. And space. There's the classroom, but also the whole campus, and those other spaces where students do homework. And maybe there are community resources that you want to consider. There's sources of content. You, a text maybe, a website, other possibilities. There are digital tools, laptops and phones, and they have cameras and microphones in them, software packages, the vastness of the internet. You can list the tools that might be relevant to this unit. And having identified those resources, you ask a key question. How can these resources be assembled to best help students meet the learning goals you've identified? The answer generally allows for individual variation, meaning student choice in at least some of these dimensions. There's time, how you arrange that 6 hours within the constraints of existing schedules. Which parts should be homework and which done in school? Should students have the option to meet with you during class one day or work on their own? And then there's place. Do students need to be in the classroom? Might they be outside or meet with Shannon or Catherine in the library? And there's path. Is there more than one way through the material? Is the destination the same for all? Or can students pursue different content that meets criteria that you lay out? And finally, there's the pace of learning. Can a student linger on a point that interests or challenges them? Can he zoom ahead? I think there are a lot of ways these elements are already in our teaching. So blended learning just gives us a new way to organize them and think about them. It reframes what we do. To recap, blended learning is a way of thinking about the teaching and learning experience that prioritizes learning goals and combines traditional resources and digital tools to meet those goals. Give students a degree of choice over time, place, path, and pace of their learning. There's lots more to say about the whys and hows of this approach, and I'd be happy to talk to you about them or help you get started on trying it out. And here are some colleagues who've already started or completed a blended unit.